And basically what we did was we took a kidney-shaped bowl and the bowled out end of the half, we stuck into the kidney-shaped bowl, so you can really kind of transfer into one or the other. Really kind of create an interesting dynamic there as well. But also what we put in there was planters, so you have extensions, and then you have extensions where you can grind from the kidney-shaped bowl into the bowled out half. I know it probably only makes sense to have people in here, but those who do can really understand it in that sense. And there are intermediate expert areas. You can see right there on your left is a large, about a 10-foot wall ride grind. There's metal square coping on that. It's probably one of the more expert areas. There is metal coping everywhere. Pretty much every edge you can find there's going to be metal coping to some degree, whether it's angle iron or whether it's square coping or circular coping.
All the cement's going to have metal on the edges?
That's to prevent, like, I mean, if you guys have all seen like the DC skate laws in Kettering, a lot of that, they left their cement exposed, and even though that park is specifically only for skateboarding, those ledges are already ground down and kind of like there's chips in them. So we're trying to prevent that. We're trying to, like, our concern is longevity of this park, of our plaza, so that's why everything is being capped off in angle iron. I know that everyone would like to grind cement, but this is for the better.
And actually, Kettering's a great example because if you look at Kettering, there's really a lot of ledges, but a lot of ledges are the same height. They kind of wind around, and we kind of felt that was kind of a waste of space. Well, you only really skate maybe a third or half of that, and it's really kind of a waste of concrete. So that's why we really wanted to maximize the ledge section and really put a lot in that, and kind of mimic that after Love Park.
And also the idea behind the skate plaza helps, like, with, as Eric described, the space is very narrow, and we have a lot of people that are going to be using the space. Having a street style park maximizes how many people can use it at one time. If you have like the space of like a half pipe or a bowl, only one or two people can use that at one time safely. But if you have that same amount of space with a series of ledges, you can have maybe 20 or 30 people still using that space safely at one time. And also the fact that we have a big BMX community here and that we need to like share this space with skateboarding and BMX. The street style setup also like lets us interact in a more safely than having transitions that people can fly out of. So this is definitely like what we try to look at as something that's going to serve everybody as best as possible in a safe manner.
Ultimately down the road also is, which doesn't show in the rendering, is there's going to be a lot of vegetation in here. There's a lot of planters that we built in to really give it that natural environment as much as we could. And also, most skate parks are really just a hunk of gray concrete. We really wanted to add some color to it if possible, and ultimately that's what we'd like to do. And if you look at it in plan, obviously the really thin linear configuration kind of created an oblong kind of flow, skater flow, and what we felt that creates is longer trick lines. I know only half people probably understand that, but really you can start your line from one end and really kind of hit 15 obstacles by the time you get halfway down, which we felt was really kind of beneficial to this skate plaza. So kind of get an idea there of the color we'd like to bring to it and really kind of give it a whole different aesthetic. That actually is a really great shot right there. Kind of mimics the flow and how we kind of envision the flow to go around the park. Not this crisscross pattern that you see in a lot of really rectangular skate parks.
I think we all get the picture that these guys really know what they're talking about. You know, this design is really well thought out, and no detail has been left out. I mean, there's been just tremendous attention to detail right down to the placement of every seam of concrete to make sure you get maximum use and enjoyment out of this facility. And, you know, really have to tip my hat to Andy and Chad and Eric for their contributions on the design. I think you're going to be just overwhelmed when you see the end product. In closing today, I just want to give a shout out to Starters, Dave Rankin Starters, for providing some refreshments for you all. Thank you to CACLB for the use of this building this afternoon, and thank you all for coming. Thank you for your support.